I'm not sure if you know, but an alternate reality exists where you're only allowed to own either designer or niche fragrances, not both. It's true. That might sound a little unbelievable, but if someone from an alternate reality looked at our world, they might be a little bit shocked about a few things. So we're going with this because I thought it was kind of a fun concept. If I could only choose one, designer or niche fragrances, which would I choose? Designer versus niche. In this video, I'm battling off my top 5 designer fragrances against my top 5 niche. Whichever category gets the most points wins. Simples. Actually, not that simple because a lot of tough choices had to be made. This is just a bit of fun. Obviously, I'm never going to have to make this decision, but I was having some alone Chris time and I got to doing some thinking because I was sat in the place where I do all my best thinking, the car. These are the kind of pressing matters that occupy my brain when my mind wanders. To determine who wins this epic battle, I'm picking my top 5 fragrances from each category and choosing a winner. So 5th best designer battles against 5th best niche and so on until we get all the way up to number 1.
Round 1, Aventus versus Oud Wood.
So you can see how tough this is going to be. I love both of these a lot. Both very wearable, both very versatile. You can easily wear either of these fragrances all year round for lots of different occasions. Both game changers for their respective brands. Aventus was a pioneering take on a contemporary fougere. Oud Wood brought oud, or at least an oud accord, to the Western market and popularised it. Aventus is pretty much loved by most people. It's a real crowd-pleasing fragrance and I love smelling this on myself when I wear it. But then again, Oud Wood, I adore smelling this. And again, this is a very crowd-pleasing fragrance. Performance, I think maybe Aventus used to win on performance with the older batches, but if you buy Aventus today on the shelves, the performance is probably comparable to Oud Wood, which is okay performance, but it's not the biggest projecting fragrance. So I'd say in terms of how they perform, equal. So which is it to be? Both incredible fragrances, really tough choice. I'm gonna have to go with Oud Wood on this one because I do think, for me, it's a slightly superior fragrance. I prefer the smell just slightly. I think it's a little bit classier, it's a bit more sophisticated. And the other thing that goes against Aventus is there are so many smell-alikes of this fragrance, whether they are part of other mainstream designer fragrance brands or whether they are clone companies. Everyone has access to the Aventus DNA, so you do smell it more and more. Sometimes when I'm out and about, I don't know if I'm smelling Mont Blanc, Explorer, Club de Nuit Intense, or if someone's dropped 300 quid on a bottle of Aventus. Not that that matters, but I think you lose a little bit of the prestige factor. I feel like if I go out wearing Oud Wood, I'm going to smell a little bit more unique than if I was wearing Aventus. So for all those reasons, only just designers win round 1.
Round 2, Reflection 45 versus Allure on Sport O Extreme.
Tough choices. Again, life is hard sometimes. Both super wearable fragrances. I love the freshness and the sweet, smooth tonka blended into Allure on Sport O Extreme. Very mass appealing, very crowd pleasing fragrance, but then again, so is Reflection. I always get very positive reactions when I wear this. Of course, it's not all about positive reactions, I know that, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't taking reactions into account. Allure has the quality and the sophistication of Chanel. I love its energy and its playfulness. The sweet earthiness running through Reflection is stunning. Overall, I think this is a more rounded fragrance. It's more unique, and as good as Chanel quality is, I actually think this one smells better quality. Chanel, I love your Allure, but I'm gonna have to give this one to Amouage. Performance is better, blend is superior. It's quite simply a fragrance that I never want to be without. Niche wins this round, 1 apiece.
Round 3, Naxos versus Prada Long.
Two of my favourite combos, powdery iris with cardamom, tobacco with honey. Oh, bloody hell, why am I doing this? Okay, Prada L'Homme. I'm addicted to this stuff. I could wear it 24/7. Its simplicity and ease of wear is one of its strengths. If I could only have one fragrance for the rest of my life, just one, I could quite easily roll with this one, I think. But tobacco, my favourite note, with honey, my favourite pairing with tobacco. I think the honey always brings out the best in the tobacco. Naxos is an incredible fragrance. It has great versatility because of the citrus element. It's rich without being heavy. The aromatic lavender, oh, bellissimo. Sorry, designers, niche wins this round. I love both of these fragrances, but I think Naxos is a bit more nuanced, a bit more textured. It's a bit more of an exciting, impactful fragrance. It has better performance. It's a masterpiece. So, niche wins round 3. Niche leads 2 points to 1.
Round 4. Carlisle versus Ombre Leather.
Clash of the heavy hitters, both big performing fragrances. Carlisle is a rich, very full-bodied, fruity, spicy tobacco scent. The woods in this are so intense that you could mistake this for having a little bit of oud in there. It really does have some firepower. Very strong fragrance, definitely one that you don't need to overspray. It's my favourite from Marley. I love to wear this for special occasions. It's as crowd pleasing as it is statement making. If I'm going to an event and I want to make a statement with what I'm wearing, for me, a fragrance like Carlisle is the perfect complement for that statement making package. Ombre Leather, 10 out of 10 fragrance, ticks all the boxes. Fantastic performance, it's mass appealing, it's crowd pleasing. I love to smell this on myself. It gets positive reactions. A lot of women out there famously don't dig Tuscan leather. A lot of us guys seem to really love Tuscan leather, and if we do, we can be so disappointed if we want to wear a fragrance that our other half enjoys, and if she doesn't enjoy a fragrance we love, then that's a bit of a bitter pill to swallow. I've been there, I'm in that situation. To a certain extent, Ombre Leather is the saviour. It's the answer to our prayers because it has some of that fruity leather DNA that Tuscan leather has, but it's not so sharp and not so potent. It's a little easier on the nose, and it seems to make all the difference. I talked about Carlisle's statement making quality. I feel Ombre Leather also has that same statement making quality. Both are fairly easy to wear, both smell exquisite. You know what? I can't do it. I cannot pick between these two fragrances. I'm gonna have to declare this one an honourable draw.
Round 5. Enigma versus Dior Homme Intense.
This is the one. Favourite designer of all time versus favourite niche of all time. The main showdown, the big drama. You wouldn't want your internet connection to drop. So, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun, but challenging. I can't believe the result there. Shocking. What's that? Your internet connection dropped out, so you didn't see the result. All right, okay. For those people who've got crappy internet, I'll backtrack. Where was I? Dior Homme Intense. What a fragrance. Powdery iris forward scent, bit of chocolatey cacao. I could easily choose this as a signature fragrance. It's exciting, it's classy, it's sexy, a masterpiece. Problem is, Roja Parfums Enigma is also a masterpiece. Smooth, deep, rich, cognac, tobacco, there's a cola float accord. It's sensual and addictive. Incredible, incredible fragrance. I remember smelling this for the first time and it knocked my socks off. I can just remember the moment when I smelt it from a decant at the time, and I just couldn't believe what I was smelling. It has this otherworldly quality to it. Kind of hard to explain, but it smells old, like really old. Not dated or for an old person, but as if it were created by some ancient civilization and it's laid in a tomb somewhere for thousands of years untouched, and it's just been discovered. I guess I could sum all that up succinctly in one word and call it enigmatic. But Dior Homme Intense is more wearable, more versatile, more mass appealing. Yet, despite all that, I love Enigma so much. I always want the option of wearing this. For that reason, Enigma just beats Dior Homme Intense. Niche wins the final round, which means
Niche wins 3 points to 1.
So in my little made up alternate reality, these are my fragrance choices, my top 5 niche fragrance choices. And I'm okay with that. I think I've got some options here. If I want a bit of freshness, I've got the king, I've got the mighty Aventus 2016 batch. I've got Enigma for those statement making special occasions. I've got Carlisle for if I want to dress up smart and wear something formally. Reflection 45, anytime, any place, suitable for anything, and massive compliment getter if I'm ever in the mood to get some positive reactions. Naxos, beautiful autumn winter fragrance, although I could get away with wearing this all year round because it does have that freshness to it. So pretty much all bases covered. I'm happy with this. What do you think about my choices? And ask yourself that question. Just have a little bit of fun with it and think, if you could only choose designer or niche, which would you choose? And don't get me wrong, the designer fragrances on this list and other designer fragrances that I love, I would miss them dearly. I love designer fragrances, and sometimes they are just easier to reach for. You don't have to think about them quite as much because you tend to find that maybe they are a bit more versatile than a lot of niche fragrances. So I really would miss designer. I love designer fragrances. I'm not a niche snob, but just for the fun of this little video idea, I've gone niche. What do you think about my choices? Which would you choose? If you like this video, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you do all that, I will see you in the next video.